I wanted ambience. That's what I really wanted, because the songs were really, things that come from deep within the heart or deep in your mind, or they're about places in the world that are vast, and to have a little digital reverb and a drum machine and a bunch of distorted guitar, to me, doesn't really sonically represent the meaning of the song or the vision of the dream of the record. So we went to a huge studio and a place called Ocean Way in Los Angeles, and we got a big drum set, and we got a big sound, and as soon as we heard what Andy Johns was getting for us, we all started to play more with the sound, because he was recording the ambience, not only, putting the mic up right against the guitar and to the drums, but recording the rooms a lot, and there was a lot of instrumental bleed going on, and that really created a sort of a palette for the musicians to just kind of throw their musical vibe in it. It's something you can't twiddle an arm for, you know what I mean? And that's why recording the performances was important. I would say that all of the musicians that played on the record, and both Andy Johns and John Cuniverti, had a profound effect on how the things eventually sound. And I wanted that. I wanted someone to put on the CD and hear them as much as they heard Joe Satriani. Not just this guitar blaring through really loud with a rhythm section down there somewhere. I wanted the full effect, It seems to me that whether you're listening to Beethoven's Ninth or you're listening to Jimi Hendrix's Third Stone from the Sun or Flying by the Beatles, they're songs. They hit me as songs. I play them just as much as I play, vocal material from King's X or Guns N' Roses. To me, there's no difference, other than the obvious. There's no one screaming over the top of it, But maybe I write as many, or maybe I write more vocal songs than I do instrumentals. And I spent most of my musical life writing lyrical pieces. But in the last 5 or 6 years, people have sort of focused in on the stuff I've done instrumentally, and I really get off on it, so it doesn't really bother me. But they are songs. They are songs to me. They're my little babies, I can't even separate them, which one I like more than the other, because they're all about specific experiences or dreams or thoughts, I would hope that people can have a sort of a free association with it. But I put in probably the most amount of work into a record is when I'm writing it and I'm trying to perfect the melody. I'm trying to make sure that every note is telling the listener exactly how I feel about this particular subject. Because the song title is first. The inspiration comes, I write down the song title, and I work on that feeling, and I write a song around that, so that that song becomes unique, so that the song Friends does not have any elements of war, because they're two completely different subjects, right? And certainly the feelings are opposed to each other, so I can't get things confused. Just because I can play really fast or I can play Arabian scales, they have no business being in the song Friends, you see. So musically, on a professional level, I have to be very clear with myself about what I'm doing, what part of my musicianship I'm applying. It's the song that's the most important thing, not the fact that I've got 8 bars to do this kind of a solo and I can do this and that. I would hope that someone at some point listening to the songs would be moved to tears by listening to Crying, or would feel absolutely wonderful listening to Rubina's Blue Sky Happiness, and so on and so on. That is the ultimate goal. It's almost like, I don't know if it's like that over here, but I know that out in the U.S. when you're out in the country and there's going to be a big storm, you can kind of feel it in the air. It's like an electricity, And I've often used that as an analogy to what it's like when I know I'm going to write a song. It's almost like, it's not quite like getting nervous about something, but it's this feeling that something is about to happen, and generally I know I'm going to have to get around a guitar or a piece of manuscript or something because it's coming, and so that anticipation, that excitement, is the same as when people start talking about you've got a new record out, you've got new sounds, you've got new compositions, you have a new band, because I really want to get out on the road and I want to play it night after night and experience it over and over. I don't know what Joe Satriani sounds like. I really don't. From an outside point of view, I have no idea. I would hope that people would be overwhelmed with this rush of emotion and powerful feeling when they heard my music. That's all I'm trying to accomplish. Whether I'm playing backwards or forwards or upside down or fast or slow or strange chords or simple ones, I'm just trying to get a feeling across, a point across. Eric Meza, New York director, came up with a concept for Summer Song, and the only direction I gave him was no cheesy little video at the beach with people running around with no clothes on, and don't think about putting me on a surfboard or, bungee jumping or any of that kind of stuff, because I said I want to play my guitar, so he came up with the idea of using the Demolition Derby as a sort of a metaphor for the Americans in the summertime, and they sort of use the Demolition Derby almost like an exorcism to let go and sort of do the things that have been repressed all year long, and it worked out really well because it's a sort of a casual looking video. It's not a real glamour puss kind of video, you know what I mean? And it brings the music and the video on down to the same level. And it's really a song about having a good time in the summertime, and that's all the video really is. It just shows sort of a slice of Americana.